Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I get nervous during new sexual encounters.
Sam's here. How you doing, Sam?
Hello. Kind of weird to follow that sentence, but
I was reading it off of this card that I was just handed. I don't know who would hand me that.
We are building up our BDM beach party as we speak.
I thought
more
we
and more
were building
people.
a wall.
Seth's gonna be out there. Tiffany's gonna be out
Yeah.
there. We
Wow.
got a new thing planned for the pictures.
We should get Jana and Jason out there.
Jana and Jason, do you want to go to our BDM beach party?
Yes.
we'll have to send you the details.
Yeah.
For that wall.
Now only BDMs get the invite.
Yeah.
We'll send you the information.
Well, we got to see if they're BDMs first.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna need.
yeah,
we gotta
we're
check
gonna
straight.
need- We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
need 2 payments of $2.95, and then I'll.
you can get in for $195.
Yeah, well, come
but
on.
that's a cheapos.
Why do you advertise that? You are the worst in business. You tell people when you're advertising our show, you're like, for as low as $195. No, it's for as low as $2.95. There happens to be a pity program on there for $195.
Yeah, but we set up the payment option, so when you click on the love meter, it starts out at $2.95
Yes.
where we started shower, and then
Yes.
so you have to literally go and click
Yeah.
under. And I feel like most people are gonna be like, okay,
Well, we're the reverse of any porn site that says, like, when you click this, you're paying for 5 years. 5 years? What the hell? What are you doing?
If
we
I got the
should do that.
magnet and I got the lottery ticket and I got all the stuff in the mail, I'm a BDM, right?
yeah. Well, we don't give that to everyone.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on.
We're doing a new appreciation this week.
Yeah.
This
week? What?
No.
God.
We don't have enough time.
No.
We don't have enough time. I was just crunching the words.
I mean, next year in April, we're
I
gonna
don't think
do.
we should do that again.
Well, I got it figured out this time.
Okay.
I listened to everybody, and
Impossible.
They literally said, "Don't do anything."
yeah.
no,
And you don't listen to nobody.
And I figured out how to do it right this time.
I just wiped my finger across my nose, and a booger larger than my leg came. It was
Wow.
huge booger.
This year, or we do it. It's 2023 is going to be no complaints, guaranteed. Everybody will be happy.
Wow.
Write this down.
Guaranteed.
I'm gonna pre-pull it. That
Tom
way I
Van guaranteed.
save myself some work. Hey, what have the Shelfers? What have you guys been up to? Normally, you're touring the nation, talking to people, traveling, motivating, trying to be motivated. What have you guys been up to?
Nothing.
I knew it.
That's not true. We went to Vegas. Well, you know, in our lifetime, we haven't really been to Vegas that often, and so we had the opportunity to go. You guys have you're probably
They
Vegas.
go a lot, almost every other weekend, probably.
No,
I've only been one time.
Yeah, me and Daniel went together. Then didn't we go the Predators thing that time when I gambled, or did you not?
I
go
skipped
there?
that
Yeah,
because my fear of flying at that time. It's a funny story. The truth, like it's good for the segment.
Tell us.
My fear of flying at that point in time was so high that
you just wouldn't fly.
I just wouldn't fly. And yeah, it's sad when you think about it. Like now,
I still don't have friends like that.
I'm not
they
like that.
drive like far as hell. I'm like,
you
what?
know, I am, like a lot of times on this show, especially you and I celebrate our problems and the things that make us crazy, right? Like we lean in on, hey, Dan's got anxiety. Let's laugh about it. Tom bumbles. Let's laugh about it. But I'm pretty proud of the fact that I think for all intents and purposes, I can use the classification, I have conquered my fear of flying. Because, yeah, I have. Because if somebody came to me and gave me a ticket and said, hey, you're getting to go to the opening Atlanta Falcons game, but you have to fly. You have to fly. I'd be like, well, it's no problem.
I'm not a fan of it, but
Yeah,
I'll do it if
I mean, it's
have
not
to
my
get
favorite
there.
thing,
Yeah.
but like I'll fly to Atlanta, no problem. No problem. I'll fly anywhere, no problem. It's just I have done it enough
That's
now.
pretty huge.
And I have a process that I do. I'm still going to get nervous, but that true debilitating fear, it's not there anymore. And I don't know why. I guess just through reps, as Tom would say.
I actually get excited when there's turbulence because I think about it. I'm like, imagine all the BDMs that will memorialize me if I die in this plane crash.
That's actually not a bad way of like flipping it a little bit. It's very egotistical. But
like Norm will he'll do something every year and like
He'll do it one year.
okay, well he'll do it once.
think of how many fat slobs will release balloons near the studio.
and then the rest of the time, like he'll do it once at Johnny's, then he'll do it at his house.
Oh,
the next year.
it'll wane. Eventually, it'll be online.
Yeah.
It'll be like a Zoom meeting.
It'll be Norm, White
Yeah.
Claw Tracy. a couple other.
Then
True
eventually,
six,
you're
yeah.
just like one of
Yeah.
those forgotten roadside memorials to
Ta-
like somebody who died there. I
Yeah.
hate those. You know why I hate those?
yeah.
Because they don't matter. If you really wanted it to matter, you'd put up more than just like a tiny little white
Drive
dot
safe.
saying like, "Hey, this person died." Like just make something nice.
The plant one tree, the Tom Van Memorial tree.
What kind of tree would you want? You're a plant guy.
I
Hello.
no, well, that's a good question.
I would hang a staghorn in your honor.
okay.
And
all right,
every
okay.
year,
Oh my
and every
God.
year on your
Yeah, yeah.
birthday, I would drive up to it, and while Lagwagon played, I would lay one banana peel in it. And you right? That's good. And I
the
would
Tom Van Memorial Staghorn.
yeah, and I would play. I would play some Lagwagon, and I would lay a banana peel in
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
and then I would gently fold.
And we'll call it Lags and Stags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lags and stags, and I would gently fold a pair of small 4-inch inseam shorts, and then bury it in a time capsule.
And then like Gigi Allen, Mike B. will there.
Oh
my
my
wasted.
God! He's like Club Space Fish. He's crapping on the floor and rolling in it.
Yeah, but you wasted next to my Staghorn. He'll put a bottle of Jack
And
Daniels
I'll
on
have
top
to
of it.
call Castleberry police to come tase him and drag him out of
Oh,
there.
it's in Castleberry.
Oh yeah. They don't allow staghorns out of Castleberry. It's kind of like how China treats the virus.
So, how was Vegas? How long were you there for? Because usually a weekend is good enough.
A weekend was plenty. We decided Vegas is really not our city.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we had fun there. We met a ton of interesting people. For example, on the plane, we sat by an elf on the plane, which
Yeah.
that was kind of weird.
That was very interesting.
All right.
That's pretty awesome. And you do know that you're supposed to call them little people now. You can't
this
call them
was
elves.
a
I get in trouble
silicone.
for that all the time. I'm like,
I like this.
I'll say to my wife, I'll be like, hey, there's a real elf on the plane. She'll be, what do you mean a real elf? I'm like, not me. I'm talking about like a real elf.
I was
This
wait.
is a silicone elf.
It was like
Oh,
a
okay.
sex doll.
3 orifices.
Hold on.
Okay,
what-
I can tell by
what?
your uncomfortable, authentic laugh, Jana, that you actually sat next to. I'm gonna guess, because this is serious. You guys are being serious. Was it?
Yeah.
Is it a real?
Yeah.
Was it a real doll with like?
Yeah,
Well,
like when they
It was like
say
a 5.5 foot or 5 foot sex doll.
it was when they say all of the pre-boarders need to go and get
Yeah.
on the plane.
Yeah.
It was me in a wheelchair and then a sex doll in a wheelchair.
Oh my
And
God!
I'm like,
2 sex dolls getting on a plane. No, I'm
bizarre.
kidding. That's such a hard. Why would I say that? Why would I say that?
So a person bought a plane ticket for their sex doll.
Well, you have to if you want to fly with it.
No, you can put it in the luggage.
No, and not if you're really involved in, like, if you're
Well, if you're-
involved in the playing
Well,
of
if you're
pretending that.
well, if you're crazy, then you
Involved
do
in a
this.
relationship.
Right.
So I literally thought that they were just going to use this wheelchair to like take it down to the plane, and then I thought they were going to put it underneath the plane.
No, you can't
That's
do
what
that.
I thought,
You
because
can't do
it's
that.
Like 100
that
pounds.
silicone will freeze.
No, your
No,
luggage is down
silicone
there.
will freeze,
Well,
and
no-
then her fake tees will shatter.
When they're not putting in the wheel well, they're putting it in
They put it where the animals are, and then the next thing you know, you got a
Pudding.
Great Dane crapping on it.
No, so William was his name. He carries Wixlin like they had just gotten married, and he carries her onto the plane. And I look at Jason like, this is different. This is really different.
Wait a
Like,
minute,
I've
so-
never seen this before.
I hate to interrupt you. So his name is William, the caretaker, and
Yes.
Wixlin.
Wixlin.
I gotta say, that's a damn good elf name. I mean,
They were,
it's
they were a
checking.
good couple.
Yeah, it's checking out. You know, like that sounds like if I met an elf and they said my name is Wixlin, I'd be like, that checks out.
Okay, hold on. So this person's obviously insane, and what?
It's actually a really cool guy.
Yeah, so I
For a
thought
man
that
who puts
too.
his penis inside of a doll.
Yeah,
you know,
well, it's
I
the
mean-
equivalent of holding your
Yeah.
dildo, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
while
right.
on the plane.
You know what? We're in business together because
This-
we're on the same wavelength. Exactly. He's holding his dildo and walking down the plane
Yeah,
aisle with
like
it.
it's a giant sex toy that you're sitting next to you on a plane full
Yeah,
of people.
I hope he washed
Well,
it.
you have to get in the head of William and understand, because Jana actually had a very long, deep conversation with him about why this relationship developed.
Okay.
And it was because he went through this really hard heartbreak, got just devastated, and felt like he was never going to be loved again.
Oh my God.
Just
I figured
Totally
that
alive.
living with the Wixlin, my elf creature, is better than murdering the woman who scorned me.
or
Again,
killing himself.
Again.
is
Yeah,
where
that's true.
He was close to.
Oh my God, Jason's taking us to put the serious juice.
there is. Hold on.
That's where his mind was, and he ended up in a relationship with a doll, and
Yeah.
then it just grew into something that he wasn't expecting.
Where his mind is Crazy Town, and whatever
Better than death, right? Better than death.
Whatever
Crazy town.
excuse he's saying is meaningless because it's a crazy. Like if he's like, "This is why I'm doing it." Well, this is crazy
How-
activity. Other people have breakups, and they start falling in love with dolls. And
You don't know that. You don't know what I did.
But I was saying, like, anytime someone crazy does something, they're doing it because they're crazy,
What,
not for any logical reason.
What was Wixlin dressed like?
You know, here's the thing though. At first, I thought this is really, really different and bizarre. But Jason's right. The more that I talked to him, I kind of had compassion for him. I really did. Like the more I talked to him, the more I kind of thought, you know, this guy is really just a heartbroken man. And I know this sounds really different and weird, but he literally said, you know what, I just don't want to care what the external world thinks, and I just want to be loved. And it was really kind of heartwarming, really, once we got to know him.
What
I
kinda
know
makes
that
you-
sounds
it
The
just-
bizarre.
the chat room has like maybe a counter argument to you, Tom, saying that since you don't understand emotion, that they thought that maybe you would like the
Yeah,
doll
you'd be on
concept
board with the doll.
No,
because he is being. I mean, you could say in his craziness there is an element of logic in saying that if I'm not able to deal with real life women and partners or men, and it's not working, but I still want to feel, you know,
Companionship.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sam. You know, that maybe this is an avenue. It's not for everybody, but it is my
It's
path.
not hurting anybody.
It's my exactly.
Yeah.
It's my path of least resistance to stay out of everybody's hair and just be me, and also live my life with an element of emotions to the fullest.
listen.
Well, the other option is that we all have something about us that's different, or we feel that we're different in a way. And that's one of the biggest limiting beliefs that most of us have, is that we're different than others in some way. And this is kind of his way of saying, I just want to feel that emotion. I want to feel a connection. So
Does
and-
the
and-
doll have a travel
there's no-
pillow?
there's
Does
no-
the doll have snacks? Does the doll? How's
Okay,
the
hold
doll
on.
dressed in its pajamas? Is it putting its leg everywhere inside the
Yeah,
cabin
she
of the
doesn't
airplane?
pack heavy.
So I actually made a reel and I put it on my Instagram page, and so you guys can actually, it's Real Jana Banana, and
Okay.
I show Wixlin and I show William, and I actually let him tell us a little bit of his story, and it was really compelling. I think it was really, it gave you an insight as to where he's at.
He bought a ticket for that doll. I wonder what that cost.
He not only bought a ticket, but he actually had you know how the people that work at the airlines they'll actually transport your wheelchair person from the one gate to the next
Yeah,
gate
yeah.
if you ask them to. Well, they actually transported Wixlin for him while he carried the bags. And so as they were leaving, they're like, "Bye, Wixlin," and it was really, really, it was very different. But when you drop your judgment and you say, there's more to this story than what meets the eye, it was very, very compelling.
Kind of like a service doll.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm trying
service
to.
is all right.
This will be my old man thing that I die with, that my sons will tell me not to talk about at the
It's the
dinner
French
table.
witch.
Oh no,
Yeah, well,
I'm-
you guys have
no,
a
no.
Wixlin that lives in your garage.
That's
I'm just saying. in
You're the only person I know that's lived for almost a decade with
With
a
a
paper
doll.
mache woman
Yeah.
living in your garage.
this.
You're closer to this guy than we are.
Yeah, you really
No,
are.
I don't. I hate that thing. I don't.
Tom and Twixlin, the witch who lives in his garage.
When my sons are in the 30s,
What if they end up getting self-driving dolls?
And
What if that's the new thing?
I will not accept
What if
it.
it's
I'll
driverless
kick them out of the house.
What if the new
They're
thing?
still at the house in their 30s.
What if the
I
new
plan on
thing?
that.
It's just one step closer to Westworld.
What if the new
This-
thing
yeah.
is living as a 30-year-old man with
Yeah.
your parents, self-driving cars and dolls?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just
This,
draw-
I
you-
want to. This will be my.
I'm sitting in the back of
old
a Tesla
man
with
thing
my doll partner.
That people will be like, "Don't talk to old man Tom Van. He's
He's humans only. He doesn't like our dolls.
Like he doesn't.
I
accept-
remember when we used to stick things not in dolls. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you where we stuck them.
And then my sons.
I had to change that
you know,
joke.
I'll be at Wendy's with my sons, and I'll be like,
Wendy's. They
I'll be
won't
like-
have Wendy's in the future.
I'll be like, dolls. You can't love a doll, and then like,
quiet. The dolls are making the hamburgers.
yeah. Like, that's
They're
not.
hamburger dolls. Oh my God, they hurt us.
The world accepts the fact that people could love dolls and dolls love people now. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I will not accept
Yeah.
it. Then
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
your senator that is
I'll
over
not accept
Castleberry
it.
is a doll.
I'll scream. This is crazy talk to the day I die.
Yeah.
because at the very least, I understand. Okay.
Until you get divorced,
Follow me
until
here.
you fall in love with a doll and you see how quiet it can be when you're dating a doll.
All right, let's reverse it back to Castaway. This is where I get
Okay.
most of my information from his movies.
Oh,
Now
man.
now we're moving to Castaway.
You know, I'll tell you right now.
My second
if Tom
favorite
Hanks,
movie.
Is that your second favorite?
If Tom Hanks had a real doll, that would have been a disgusting movie. I'll tell
It'd
you
have been
that.
different, yeah.
Wow.
So speaking of that, in the movie, like a volleyball washes ashore, and then
You've really been practicing on saying volleyball, haven't you?
and then he because he's so isolated from human contact that human psychology. This is we kind of went through this in the pandemic. We realized that like Zoom and everything is great for getting some things done, but without that human contact, we're
Yeah.
missing something.
My wife had to throw out all of our volleyballs during the pandemic.
Anyway,
I
so
was going crazy.
he gets a bloody handprint on Wilson, and then he starts talking to it, and this is his friend now. And then because I believe that.
Wilson's on his period.
It is probably they probably proved that like people stuck on abandoned
This
islands or
happens a
whatever.
lot with isolation.
Like
yeah.
people start because they need that. They started going back to. So there is some psychology behind just like you need some sort of companionship, and this probably is on the spectrum of that where you just like.
Also, this guy's got to have some money to buy a damn real doll. They're like $7,000.
Well, the problem and where the crazy town comes in.
I know what
is
you're thinking. How do you know the price, Dan?
You are not on a deserted island. You are on the planet Earth,
Yeah.
and you have access to other human beings. I mean, you could probably find one that's weird like you, and then have some companionship. You don't need a doll. It's weird, crazy town, and I will not accept it.
I mean, so many times people get heartbroken or they're hurt so much that they fear putting themselves out there again.
I know.
And also, what braver way to say this is who I am and find that person quicker than to just be out in public with who you are.
He literally said when I was talking to him, and Jason caught this all on video, he said, I've never been happier in my life because I feel like I can finally be my authentic self.
My goodness.
Yeah, but it's brave like a homeless man getting nude and running down and kicking over the trash cans. And
Yeah.
it's
No
like,
one would say that's not brave.
Yeah, that's a brave act. You're
Also
nude
crazy.
during the daylight time, and you're kicking a trash can, and you're getting tased by cops. Like that's a
Like,
brave.
Jana,
it's
let
not-
me help Tom a
but
little
it's
bit. Like
crazy
no one
town.
would ever say that fighting an invisible dragon is not brave. It's brave.
Yeah, in your mind, you believe it's real.
Yeah, I mean, you're fighting it to the death, and
Yeah.
you're giving it a full go, but everyone knows you're insane.
Yeah, but society, and it's fine. Listen, do whatever makes you happy. I don't care what
Right.
anybody does.
I'm
I
glad
don't-
William's happy.
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. It's fine.
We,
I just,
we had another incident that happened while we were in Vegas.
Is this the Rudy story?
No.
Oh my God!
This
Somebody had a
one-
Rudy real doll. The special needs football player. Oh my God! They had a doll dressed up like Rudy. That's just
Tom.
No, we actually met the real Rudy. The real Rudy.
Oh my God!
Oh,
Is he still
we
selling?
talked to him
Yeah, he
one
used
time.
to sell. He used to be hawking this Rudy Go-Go juice. Does he still sell? He used to have a series of like energizing fruit roll-ups and fruit snacks.
No, this one also happened at the airport when we were on our way home.
Oh.
And anyway,
That's no good.
we were on our way home, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go use the ladies' room one last time before we hop on the plane.
Wixled was in there in the handicap stall. You're like, you get the hell out of there.
That's a good question. If you go to the bathroom, do you have to leave your doll outside?
No, you throw her in there hoping that somebody else set her on the potty.
Which bathroom does the doll go to?
Oh God.
I just tickled myself, and that doesn't happen very often.
No, but here's the thing. There were 3 disabled stalls, and I know that we've had this conversation before when you guys have asked me, how do I handle it when the disabled stalls are occupied?
Yeah.
You guys have asked me that before, right?
Yeah. But by a you know,
Able-bodied
able-bodied
person.
person.
I
I was gonna say
always-
regular.
He was searching for the
I
word.
stopped
wasn't he?
myself.
I was
I
gonna
stopped
say
myself.
regular, and I was gonna say English person.
I'm-
I was gonna say like an American, like a good old American.
I'm getting better. I'm learning. Sorry.
You should have. Never mind.
And it felt like
I
in
stopped myself.
Vegas,
Huh?
It felt like it happened over and over and over again. So I was
Too
like,
many
you know what?
buffets, fatter people. They go for the bigger room. That's what happened.
Well, in Vegas, it felt like, I mean, they would come out and there would be like 3 or 4 people would come out of the stall, and I would be like, oh, they must have been in there
Cocaine.
doing drugs,
Yeah.
you know, or having sex, or
Yeah.
changing their baby's diaper,
Yeah,
or
or
whatever
just
they're doing in
ripping one off with your real doll.
Well, if there's no
there. This
babies,
particular
then
time, I kind of was snarky, like I kind of was in a pissy mood, and I
Whoa.
thought, I'm
It's my
gonna
last chance to get into an empty.
I'm gonna vlog
Stall.
about this, and I'm gonna like shame somebody.
Citizens
And
arrest!
I got out my phone, and I was like gonna make a big deal about it. And I did one of those where you lean over.
Oh, you
to
put your
look
phone
who's
under there? You're not supposed to do
underneath.
that.
And this woman was literally passed out, and her head was down, and
Face
she
on
was
the
like
floor.
foaming at the
Oh
mouth.
my God.
Oh my God, that's not a real doll. Somebody put Alka-Seltzer in my real doll's mouth.
Right.
oh, was she sitting on the toilet or was she laying on the ground?
She was laying on the floor.
Oh man.
She was frothing from both ends.
Yes.
Oh, gross.
And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go get help. And next thing you know, we called the paramedics, and then the paramedics came, and they had to crawl underneath, and they had to like
Oh, that's-
rescue her, and it became like this big thing.
Stretchers and all this
And-
nonsense.
Called
and
stretcher.
so
What did
it
she
kind of-
OD?
Something like they kept saying back off, and I'm like, you don't understand, it was because I was so pissed off that we're even saving her.
I still got to poop.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you could have saved Jana. Think
You're
about
a
this.
hero.
What if you didn't do that, and people just thought someone was in there, and she was in there for hours, she'd
Right.
die. You know, for sure, you could have saved her life.
Well,
We never know.
we
You got to
never
follow
know,
up
but
on that
it
stuff,
was
and you got
like,
to demand
you know,
that person thank you.
You said, Daniel, when we first started this conversation, that you kind of have to lean into your what angers you, or what you said you
That
leaned
discomfort.
into your discomfort
Yeah.
or your flying.
Be comfortable
you
with
have to conquer it.
uncomfortability. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I was kind of really pissed off, and sometimes I think those emotions are actually serving us. And if I wouldn't have been pissed off, I would have never grabbed my phone. I was like, I'm gonna shame this person, and I think it actually served all of us in the end. So that was kind of a weird thing.
Yeah,
too.
that is weird. Now,
Let's-
here's the question. Like, once they get her out of there, do you wheel in there and deuce it up? Because I would. I'd be like, nothing's stopping me from getting this out of
We
my
actually
body.
went to a different restaurant.
Yeah,
Can you move this,
we were like, we
ladies?
gotta move on.
They were in there too long.
Let's talk. Let's go back to Rudy for a second because
Yeah.
this dawned on me when we were talking about Rudy because we did interview him one time.
He
and-
never gets the girl at the end of the movie, right?
Well-
the regular. I shouldn't say
I've
that.
never seen Rudy.
Now you got me doing it.
Oh,
So
you
the
thought that yourself.
American guy gets the girl at the end, and Rudy's just standing there like, I'm happy too, right? Like,
So have you ever seen the real life Jordan Belford? Because I see him on TikTok all the time.
who's
and
the real life Jordan Belford?
he's Jordan Belford, and he's
From what?
From The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
He he's
I just
basically
call him the Wolfman.
yeah.
He's in Wolf of Wall Street, by the way.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
I know, but he's basically the real life character that Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah.
plays in The Wolf of Wall Street. And I see him on TikTok, he's on podcasts, whatever, and I'm like, this guy is unlikable. And he's like, I don't want to hear what he has to say.
Yeah.
But when Leonardo DiCaprio portrayed him,
Yes.
it was like this guy's awesome, you know.
Yes.
But it was more Leonardo DiCaprio than and the story.
So when that Hobbit guy played Rudy,
When
who's the
Samwise-
Hobbit that played
Samwise
Rudy?
Ganji.
Yeah, so when Samwise Ganji played Rudy,
the movie, and then when you talk to the real life Rudy,
he's a real D-head.
Not even that, you're just like, not as good as Samwise.
We talked to him, and he was all
I
about.
like
He's like,
Samwise.
just buy my fruit roll-ups, and we're like, you're just an opportunist, Rudy. And he's like, I'm just doing radio call-ins. I'm Rudy. It was like Rudy Go-Go Juice. Hey, buy it at your local supermarket.
Yeah, it was kind of unlikable.
Yeah.
I feel like when they do these biopics of people's stories, like the actors do too good of a job.
Like when they do
depicting
mine,
it, because
they're
in
gonna,
real
like-
life not as good.
Like when they do
So
mine.
who would you guys pick to portray you?
Well, that's what they're going to say. They're going to look at me and they're going to be like, look, this is going to be great. We got to get somebody less dumpy to play him. We can't, we got to get somebody that's like a normal person to play him.
Well, now it'd be Wee Man from Jackass.
Oh,
Then mine would be Samwise Ganji.
No, you don't get that guy.
Yeah.
That guy's already been Rudy.
No, but he's
You got
got
to get somebody else.
he's got the hair for it, and I gotta look
you
like
get
him.
Rachel Maddow.
I said Rosie O'Donnell.
Wow.
How dare you?
You're
Yeah.
giving very much Rosie O'Donnell right now with that hair.
Yeah, you really are. If you had a
If you had those glasses
Yeah.
on.
If you had a koosh ball in your head, I think Tom Cruise is going to fall through the ceiling.
Have you seen her lately? You look just like her right now.
What? Like, she lose a bunch of weight and
No, she's just a little more aggressive.
oh.
Everybody gets a little more aggressive when they age.
You know what? We just watched that movie with Rosie. What's it called? A League of Her Own.
League of
Oh,
Their Own.
League of Their Own, yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
yeah. That's about when ladies decided they thought they could play baseball.
Yeah, Tom, you look just like her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, now
Look,
everybody-
Hold on.
put your glasses on.
I did not look like that.
Oh my God!
I don't look like
Holy
Rosie
crap! You
O'Donnell.
look, put your glasses.
No, I don't look like
You
Rosie
really do.
O'Donnell.
You really do.
No, I'm
Something's
not-
going on with your hair. I don't know.
We're right between there and Maverick.
Well, he's growing his hair. He wants to
No.
grow his hair long.
No, I don't want to grow my hair long. The last time I cut it, I said, he asked me, do I want a light or medium or heavy cut? I said light.
Why does it look ashy gray? What's going
Well,
on?
that's because he's doing this whole like Halloween thing.
No,
Oh.
I was putting the product in this morning and I was having a tough go
I
at
thought
it.
you were about to start singing. You
You're
were
having a
like-
tough go.
You were like, oh, hi.
What kind of product? Are you coloring your hair?
No, I'm not.
He does a brush-in treatment.
No, I
like,
don't.
just for men, like the one that you shampoo in.
No, I don't do any of that. I just put regular clay, like model or styling clay, and
Molding clay.
whatever it is. And then it's like a weird. It's a clay color, and then I think if I don't comb it in well enough, it
I got a comb in my clay.
I think
anyway.
it looks great. I think you're rocking it.
No,
brother.
you're all saying I look like Rosie O'Donnell.
Hey,
Okay, whoa,
she's got a hip haircut now.
She does have a hip haircut.
Yeah, but you're a 40-year-old man. That's not something you want to
You
hear,
look
right?
like an aggressive lesbian.
God damn it! I've always
You
looked like
look
this
like you right now.
because I don't look like a man.
Put your glasses
Uh-oh.
on. Do you have your glasses?
Because I can't grow a beard like a man.
If you put your glasses on, you look like any lesbian judge on a Food Network show. They always. And they
I
always
look
have
more like a
you
woman than a
need-
man.
You need multicolored glasses because that's all the lesbian chefs have.
What can
colored glasses?
What can I
You
do?
can wear Hooters shorts, Tom, and show
Yes.
them what a man you are.
You know, we were talking about Hooters socks. Remember
Yes.
the
Socks don't
bunchy?
do it. It's the shorts.
Remember the bunchy Hooter socks where they would actually sew in the bunch?
Yes.
Yeah, well, those are coming back. Also, I have
didn't
a
even
theory.
know they
They
wore
killed
socks.
Steve Irwin. We won't talk about that. So let's talk about comfort zones because, like, you guys had mentioned that to us, or actually put it on a piece of paper of things in case we get into trouble. And we don't know where to go, and I feel like we're in trouble.
Do you guys get stuck in your comfort zone?
Always. Yeah. I sometimes, and I'm being serious right now. Last night I was sitting on the couch and I was like, I think since the beginning of the pandemic until yesterday afternoon, I was like, you haven't done very much. Like that feeling. Like I was like, you are like literally in your routine.
Yeah. I get scared. It's funny because I never had a routine or whatever, but as I age, I started getting a routine because it helps you with life. Like you can't go through life efficiently without any sort of routine.
Yeah.
So as I get that routine, and then I start realizing like days that are easier for us, and that they're like, all right, we have some planning, and then we can record shows later, and we're not on such a time crunch, and it's not so stressful.
It's weird for me.
I'm like, I like this.
Yeah.
Because it's like calming.
But it is weird.
I like going to work or whatever, but then I get scared because I'm like, I'm not pushing myself harder.
Exactly.
I need to be uncomfortable. I need to be stressed out.
Yeah.
Because that's what will progress the company. That's what will,
or
I'll
at
get
least
better.
we've taught ourselves to believe that.
Because if I get comfortable, then I'm going to get worse. And then I'm going to start liking it too much. It's an addictive thing. And then I'll get less and less. I mean, Genghis Khan was killing everybody because he was preying on the fact that other armies would invade a city and live there for so long they wouldn't fight that often. And then they'd be bad at fighting. And then he just slaughtered them
Well,
all.
it's like old people. When you stop, you die, right?
Never stop.
Yeah.
So, am I right?
So, when was the last time you did something where you thought, I don't know if I could do this? Like, this is really, really frightening.
Oh my God! Every time I lay on top of my wife, I'm like, this is frightening. I don't. I don't have one for you.
Well, I mean the last the land cruise. So putting on an event like that, and then having to get on stage and at least introduce the acts and try to make it go through. You know, it was uncomfortable for
Yeah.
us. It was stressful.
It was really hard.
It was a one-off thing. So like we had never done it before. We were like scared that it was going to go poorly. Like a lot of things could have gone wrong.
Oh, it did go poorly.
Getting on
I thought it
stage.
went great.
So
I thought it went great.
can we talk
No,
about
it's
that
fine.
for a minute? Because our perception of it was that it was fantastic.
No,
Yeah, behind the scenes, we were freaking out.
Yeah, I was freaking. I can't even talk about it.
no, it went fine. It just, but that
This
was
is
so-
like trauma to me. I can't even talk about this.
No, it was fine, and the event went off fine. It
Not
was
as
just,
bad as OLE.
yeah. But it was just we were uncomfortable, and I much rather would have not done that, like to do that.
Well, we were in charge of
Do it,
such
yeah.
a big. I mean, anytime just based on just simple facts. If you just break down the simple fact that we are in charge of this gigantic, outdoor auditorium space.
Yeah.
And we're in charge of that, the entertainment, how many people are there, what they're drinking, how it goes. Like, I don't know, man. I don't
Yeah,
like
we're
doing.
planning an event right now, and there's the logistics, there's visuals, there's all kinds of things that just go into this. And as a participant in an event like that, it's easy to just kind of go and experience it and then make judgments about I like this, I didn't like that. But as a person putting it on, there's so much involved and so
Yeah.
much stress that is so far out. I think even of an expert's comfort zone every single time one happens. So that's like talking about it and saying, did we make anything? Was it more for, like, what was the purpose? Was it for the fans? Was it for just the connection with everyone, or just to see if we could? But we had really enjoyed the event, and it's those small things like the beach party. That's not just like Tom's saying, the day-to-day. That pattern is super easy, or not. It's not super easy, but we learn these habits and learn these routines that just kind of our brain makes life flow a little bit better. But it's that stretch that makes us get out of our comfort zone, that keeps us growing and keeps us pushing into the future and into that growth zone that keeps us ahead of our competition.
Gotcha.
So, okay, let me ask you guys this question, because this is real life therapy here that I'm going through and trying to figure out how to do it. So, my son Tommy is much like me. His personality is like basically the same, but he's also terrified of attention and getting in front of the class and having any sort of attention toward him.
Sounds just like you.
I caught him today trying to sneak a mask into school, like a Corona mask. Like
Get that
why
out
does
of
he
your
have to
hand.
sneak it?
We live by DeSantis rules here, son.
no, because he's doing it to hide his face. Like
What
because
do we got here? No son of mine's gonna be woke.
he's not doing it to protect his family or anybody else. He's doing it to hide his face.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you can't.
A
hide
lot of
your
people
face.
are doing that. There are a lot of people
But-
that has nothing to do with the virus, has nothing to do with politics. They just felt more comfortable.
Yeah.
with the.
I kinda do, too.
I will also throw.
Yeah.
I'll put myself in the same category as Tommy. Sam will too. I feel more when I put that thing on. There is a calmness, like maybe 5 to 15% calmer.
But I feel like that's not healthy for
It's
you
not.
to live your life, to
not.
hide your face. Like,
not
you know, if it's
Well,
healthy.
maybe I don't want strange men to tell me to smile more.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different thing. But that's not what Tommy's doing. Anyway,
You
so
don't know what Tommy's going through.
so
They like your lip gloss.
That's what it is.
so he recently had to put like 3 things in a bag that described his personality or whatever, or
Yes.
something he did,
Yes.
and he had to go up in front of the class and.
Oh God, I hated those.
And
Yeah, it's the worst.
he was terrified, and then he to the point where the teacher's like, "You just have to show your items. You don't even have to say anything about
you
them."
can just go rock, stick, leaf.
No,
Bye.
he just got up there and then showed us. He didn't even say anything, and then and then he said it was the worst day of his life. And he's
Oh, you're breaking my heart.
no,
dude.
no, but well, that's and my wife's like, well, that's who he is, and that's who I was. Like I was.
Yeah, but just maybe you should do like a mock practice of
Yeah.
show and tell.
And look at
so
how
he can
you-
do it in
and
front
you
of
can
He
guys.
do
don't
it.
even. He didn't even want to do it in front of us. Like he can't even play.
What if the
Pictionary.
family does? He won't even play Pictionary with the family.
Well, he starts laughing. He starts goofing off. He starts like
Defense.
putting on an act.
Yeah.
Like when we were playing Pictionary, but like he's not nervous in front of us. But it was his turn.
Yeah.
he does it back poorly.
Yeah.
You know, Max is like, here it is, the boat. But Tommy's laughing and then being goofy. Like that's.
It's a defense mechanism.
I mean,
Oh,
that's his
man.
parachute. He's wearing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
You know, like I see it. I'm like this. So how do I? Because
Max is older.
no,
No,
Tommy's the oldest.
Tommy's the
yeah,
oldest.
Tommy's old. Max doesn't care. He'll get in front of anybody.
Do a dance.
At the River Ranch, he was breakdancing every night until we had
yeah.
to drag him off the floor.
He likes the attention. He wants people to look
yeah,
at
that's
him.
it. You know what? That is an excellent question. So how do you make that better, or do you even?
Well, what is the fear being seen? Is the fear failing? What is the fear?
I think he
you
just doesn't want the attention.
He doesn't like
He doesn't want
attention.
people looking at him.
Like
Yeah.
anything that draws attention to him.
He's fine with being there. He's fine with the assignment. He's
is that
fine.
why he's growing his hair out?
Yes, that he's because I said in the car because we take this time for father-son bonding while I drive to
Aw.
school. Most of the time it's silent, dead silent the entire time.
yes,
I'll
a quiet
notice-
time with Tom and Tommy.
I notice you're growing your hair mask, boy.
No,
Aw.
no, because I was talking to him about the mask. I was like, you can wear that if you want to protect people from corona or viruses, but if you want to just hide and you feel
That's
comfortable
different.
hiding, then you can't wear it. You know, it's like different. And I told him, I was like, your dad, I used to wear hats all the time when I was younger because I think I was like hiding behind the hat.
see that, yeah.
And then Tommy said, well, that's why I'm growing long hair. Like, he said
Aw.
it. And I'm like, that's why.
Little Tom.
I
Anyway.
applaud his honesty. You know, I wonder if that's why I'm gravitating to the hats now, because I notice that I'm more reserved and hide from people now as I've gotten older than I did when I was younger. I was all out and wanted to be around everybody, and now I don't want to be around nobody.
I wonder if it's weird.
And there's always a family dynamic too. So around the table, is his older brother doing a lot of the talking, or
Younger brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is the
Yeah,
other
who-
brother
who
doing a
talks
lot of
more?
the talking, and do you do a lot of the talking? Do you get a lot of the attention? So is it easy for him to stay silent at home too?
Well, we asked. I'm like, "How's your day at school?" He's like, "Fine." And I'm like, "Well, what'd you do?" And he's like, "I don't remember." Like they don't talk at all. Like
Yeah.
just that they're in silence. I try
They're
to
very
get.
quiet boy. Like Maisie, I go like, "How was your day?" And she'd be like, "Wow." So, Jonathan got his name on the board. He started with a J, and then we went outside, and then he pulled her pigtails, and when we came back in, they added an O, which if he gets his full name on there, then he gets to the office,
So-
and it was terrible.
So well,
And I'm like, shut up.
because we don't have too much time, but putting a cap on this whole comfort zone thing, like obviously his comfort zone is the non-attention. So we got to microdose him with some activities that
Yeah.
give him little attention,
Yeah,
and
do a
that'll
little microdose in the Pictionary.
get him better at this flaw that he has because it's irrational at this point. Like you shouldn't be that afraid to at least just show some things. Like I think everybody's nervous with public speaking.
Sure.
But when it
I do
becomes
too.
when it's debilitating, it's a problem for you, and you should try to fix it.
It
right?
can be, and I think he also needs to know how good he is naturally at it. Like when he says things, when he does voices, when he's around people he's comfortable with, it's super funny. You know what I mean? He has nothing to fear.
Yeah,
I
no,
also
I know.
think we should encourage our kids to fail. every
That's what I
single
was gonna
day.
say, like the Sarah Blakely thing.
It needs to be an encouragement. You need to go around. Sarah Blakely, the Spanx lady, she said that she
We don't
grew
spank
up
our
and her
kids.
father-
You know what? You can get the hell off our Zoom call. We don't spank our kids. I'm joking. That's stupid. That was really stupid.
No, real quickly, she said that every day at the dinner table, her father would say, "How did you fail today?" And everyone at the table had to go around and say how they failed. And it just encourages everyone to get outside their comfort zone. And if you don't have something that you failed at that day, then that's a failure.
Yeah, you didn't try hard enough. You didn't do something that pushed you outside of your comfort zone.
That's
a little
interesting.
bit, because you're never good at everything the first try.
So, do you guys? I heard a comedian one time. I forgot where, but they were talking about how, like most people, most adults in this society, like after you get out of high school, then you find a job that makes you comfortable, and then you never do anything uncomfortable again.
You're very comfortable,
because then you never go outside your comfort zone because you don't have to. No one's forcing you to. You don't have the art teacher telling you have to do it. You know what I'm saying? Once you're an adult and you have a regular job, like you're very rarely going to be pushed out of your comfort zone,
That's
and then
true.
people just stay in that comfort zone, till they're 50, and then it's impossible.
That's our life story. We both got in a complacent bubble. And then once we turned 40, it was terrifying to reinvent ourselves. It was so terrifying to put ourselves out there and then to not be perfect, because we're both high achieving type A personalities. So to put ourselves out there and to not be perfect at the beginning, how do you try new things and not be, I mean, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. As we get out of college, we get out of high school, wherever, and we stay at the high end of our comfort zone, but never really push outside of that. So it's that, like Jana was saying, that 38 to 45 year mark where we're like, that's that midlife crisis area where you're like, holy crap, where am I? Is this all there is at life? And then you have to just really, you either do something drastic or you make a change and do something productive.
You have to
with your life.
let go of who you are to become who you might be. And it's scary.
I don't know. I'm hearing you're telling me to leave my family.
Try new things.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Not drastic. Just make good changes.
Because, like,
Although
I know I could be happy with any family I'm given.
on the exact
know that.
opposite
You can
side,
be happy with your current family.
Yeah, I try.
like there is something sweet about just living your life and never pushing yourself at all.
Yeah.
Never doing anything that even remotely makes you nervous or it makes you uncomfortable or whatever.
Sweet comfort life.
You go to work, you get this routine that is your religion at this point. It's like breakfast, work, home. I read this childhood book or this children's book to my sons when they were younger about this guy who owned a zoo, and he went every single day. He made himself oatmeal. He went to the zoo.
I got that book.
Yeah, then went on. It's like
Yeah.
this old man just does
It's
the
not
same.
miserable to me, but
It
I'm
is
like,
mi-
God damn, throw some bacon in there, old man. Good Lord, oatmeal again.
Okay, it does sound miserable, but to the person living that life, like their anxiety meter, their
Well,
like,
there is
fear
comfort.
like,
No, there is comfort in
never
routine.
never
Yeah.
budges. Yeah, but then
And that comes down to your values. So once you know what your values are and what's important to you, then you're golden. For us, it came down to, we didn't want to get to the end of our life and have regrets. Like it was more painful for us to sit in that comfort zone than to get to the end of our life and think, okay, you know what? At least we went full out, we played full out, and whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, there's
My
comfort
biggest
on the
regret-
top of it, but then underneath that there's a hidden anxiety that you're just ignoring at the top, because deep down that there is regret that you're just suppressing under your current comfort.
Your apple streusel is done.
yeah. No, it makes total sense. And I always look at it like you're never going to look back at your life, like at the end of it, and wish you hadn't have done that, whatever that is. But you're going to maybe look back and wish you would have done it,
Right.
but never gone back and wish you wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. Unless
it-
it's a really bad thing you did.
Okay.
You know, like I wish I hadn't killed that fan. I wish
Well,
I hadn't
yeah.
padlocked the doors on the auditorium and burned those people alive.
Well, yeah.
That would be terrible.
I'm talking about vacation,
I know. You're doing
stand
the
up,
light
whatever.
stuff. I always go
yeah.
for the heavy stuff.
Anyway, startlivinglucky.com. Jana and Jason, what?
Thank you so much. We love talking to you guys. I know we went long. I apologize.
No,
No,
you're
that was
fine.
good.
Hey, we're the owners. We do what we want.
I like having these conversations with you guys because it is something that you have to think about and try to make yourself better.
Oh my
because if
God,
you
is that
don't-
Tater?
what?
Yeah, we're in the middle of a storm, so she's
look at the
shaking. I don't know
puppy.
if you can see her.
Oh, don't shake. Oh, Maggie does that. They get so scared of the storms. I hate it. It breaks my heart when they're shaking like crazy. Like, help me, God.
You just tell them it's just thunder. It's nothing.
It doesn't work
Oh,
like
okay.
that. All right, guys. Bye, guys.
Hey, let us know about the beach party, okay?
Okay,
right,
we'll
we'll send you
definitely
an
do
email.
it. We'll definitely do it. See you guys later. Oh no, with the wheelchair on the sand.
You gotta get those wheelchairs with those big bubble tires
No,
like at
those
Discovery
are-
Cove.
those are embarrassing.
We gotta get a Discovery Cove wheelchair. Like they have the
I
big.
see people use those that don't need them.
all there.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, they need them though. That's what they need them. All right. Bye bye.